Alright, so one of you fellas asked me to record a video with the Nissan GTR at Le Mans. So that's what we're doing here, and as your request, I actually picked the stock GTR, and mind you, it's the R35 GTR. And this car is not good, like fully stock, if I'm being honest. The brakes are pretty wacky. As you see here, I just jumped in and started racing. This is a quick one take. Racing against AI, GT Sophie, but this car is just a weird one. Because I really thought that it's all-wheel drive. It's quite heavy though, but I thought the all-wheel drive system would be more of a savior. As I'm when I when I've driven the R32 and the R33, it feels like the all-wheel drive system really like does its job of like, okay, pull, it's like pushing you in and pulling you out, but really the all-wheel drive cars tend to pull you out of the corners. It's like a little bit of a cheat code in a way. But with the GTR, the brakes are not good. At least the stock ones. They're not really good at all. Like, I think here I was slowing down. Like, I couldn't. I'm still figuring out how much do I need to brake, how much do I need to do this, how much do I need to do that. So, it's a cool looking car and all, but it ain't Godzilla. At least not in stock form. I know last race we tried the GT3 version of it slash movie car, but in stock form, it's not really impressive. It's wobbly. It low key kind of sort of feels like a muscle car in a way, and I don't know, but it's like it's just not as nimble as I expected, especially uh, reviewers when this car first came out. Granted, I believe it's a 17 model, so maybe things have changed. But it was a supercar killer. It was faster than a 911. It was it was like super performance for very cheap, relatively. Now that went out the window. But anywho, this car, I thought like right here, I just messed up the Corvette. All good though. I think Sophie was angry at me. These little emojis get me sometimes. It's like, oh, happy face, sad face, angry face. I'm like, what y'all doing? Anyway, just to circle back on the actual vehicle, the GTR is, I don't know, how I feel about it. Granted, I just did one race, so I don't know how I feel. And you can, turn to a GT3 car, but this is not a GT3 car. This is just, the road car, and something that I think GT7 does really well. It's like road cars, but it's just this GTR is honestly crap. I don't like it. It's ass. It's whatever. I can live without it. Godzilla ain't that big of a monster. That's why he a ghost, like in my thumbnail. I was hoping that the ghost of Godzilla would come through. Anywho, moving on to the like actual power of the car, it's good. Like it's not anything remarkable. It's not anything that will make you feel excited. Here's some oversteer a little bit. So I suppose this all-wheel drive system is more rear bias than front bias, such as like a GTI or I'm not sure about Subarus, like how WRXs are, if they're front or rear bias, but this car just doesn't do it for me. It can honestly, I like it on looks alone, but looks are just not it, and it really is not confidence inspiring. But I know there's a Nismo version in this car, and the GT3 version but that's a race car. Like that feels good no matter what. Like granted, there's a scale between all race cars, but the GT3 car was much better, obviously. Anyway, now we're cycling to the second lap. We see the iconic Le Mans stands. and the 24-hour Lorex and the Michelin, hockey stick. But now this is, I think, in second place. But I'm honestly just doing it to drive, not so much the racing experience. I'm playing against AI on a beginner level. Uh, my skill set or lack thereof is not fulfilled. But eventually we will try to make it. Oh, this was not good. Eventually, I am gonna get PS Plus and do more online races. I really enjoyed my one online race, and I enjoy that this game has road cars that we can all play in online sessions versus games like iRacing. Oh, that was a cool little oversteer correction. Uh, but I like that this game has road car races versus games like iRacing or Assetto Corsa Competizione doesn't have them. So that's one thing I do like about GT. That's actually the biggest part I like about GT. I like the road cars. I like being able to drive these sort of things. But one thing I'm excited to try is to see if manual transmission with the stick works in GT Sport mode. I've heard that it doesn't from my very brief research, but we'll have to find out about that. Uh, to go back to the track, this is a legendary track, obviously. It is Le Mans. Lemons is another race series, but that's here in the States. But Le Mans is France. I never been there. I heard they got apparently good gastronomics, which is food. And I think this is the one I did a little drifty swag. It was kind of cool. So that felt good. Kind of like using my setup. I know drifting isn't the fastest, but if that certainly feels cool while you're doing it. Anyway, this track seems cool. I'm honestly not the biggest fan. It's a big straight, but then there's like chicanes, and it's like I don't know, it just slows me down, and I don't. Definitely not the GTR strength, because you come here and it's like, okay, you gotta like brake. I'm still getting used to the car, but you gotta break your butt off, and then kind of get it, just make that right, and then press on the gas. The GTR is just a plain old turbo V6. And I don't know, the engine is not as cool. The sounds are like typical, like turbo whistles, turbo blow off valves. And it's just not really my cup of tea. Like a V8 or honestly anything naturally aspirated, like Porsches or Mustangs, are more my cup of tea. I'm honestly hoping that they add the Z06, the C8 Z06 to the game. That would be pretty cool. I just love the way that the high pitched sounds of those sort of engines. But regardless, this track is fine. It does its job. It's 24 hours. 24-hour Le Mans Legendary Series once a year. Be that guy. Do the whole ceremony thing. LeBron James, let's get it. But I don't know. Let me know what you feel about this track, or if there's anything else that you want me to blow up here, 4K 60. Let me know if there's any track combo you want to see. What's your favorite car on this track, or do you like this track? Let me know in the comments below. You can also tweet at me, Instagram me, do whatever you got to do, or thread me, whatever, like these things. What is going on with Sophie here? But you know how we roll. I think we're about to end this race. I'm trying to figure out just to keep the car on the track. But we out here, and I think that's about it. So I really appreciate everybody watching. My last video was a nice one. I got over 300 views, and I will be linking that here so you guys can watch it. Thank you very much again. You guys have a great evening. Or great day, afternoon, evening. Take it easy, alright?